This is Max and Mia podcast.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Max and Mia, your favorite English learning podcast.
Hello, lovely listeners. I'm Mia, and I'm here with my co-host, Max. How are you feeling today, Max?
I'm doing great, Mia. Actually, I'm really excited about today's episode. You know what? I want to say a huge thank you to all of you who keep listening to us every week.
Absolutely. Your support means everything to us. We love reading your messages and hearing about your English learning journey. Keep them coming.
And hey, if you're new here, welcome to the Max and Mia family. We're here to help you improve your English in a fun and natural way.
That's right. Today, we have something really special for you. We're going to explore daily conversations in English. You know, those everyday situations we all face.
Exactly. We'll be looking at 3 different scenarios that happen in real life. First, we'll visit the supermarket because, let's be honest, we all need to buy groceries, right?
Oh, yes. And then we'll chat with a neighbor. You know how important it is to be friendly with the people who live around you.
And finally, we'll practice making new friends. This one's really useful because meeting new people can be both exciting and a bit scary sometimes.
Perfect. And here's what makes today's episode special. Before each conversation, we'll teach you 5 key words that will help you understand everything better.
Plus, we'll break down each situation so you can feel more confident when these moments happen in your own life.
So grab your notebook, get comfortable, and let's start this amazing journey together. Are you ready, Max?
I'm ready, Mia. Let's dive into our first scenario, shopping at the supermarket.
All right, everyone. Before we jump into our supermarket conversation, let's learn 5 useful words that will make everything clearer for you.
Vocabulary preview.
I'll start with our first word, aisle. An aisle is the long pathway between shelves in a store where you walk to find products.
Perfect explanation, Max. And here's my example. Excuse me, where can I find the cereal? It's in aisle 3, next to the coffee. You'll hear this word a lot when shopping.
Exactly. Now, Mia, what's your first word?
My word is checkout. The checkout is the place where you pay for your items, usually at the front of the store.
Nice choice. Here's my example. The checkout line is really long today. Maybe we should use the self-checkout instead. It's super common in shopping situations.
Awesome. Max, give us word number 2.
Word number 2 is bargain. A bargain is something that costs less money than usual, like a good deal or discount.
Oh, I love bargains. Here's my example. These apples are such a bargain. They're half price today. Everyone loves finding good deals, right?
Absolutely. Mia, what's your second word?
I'm going with stock up. To stock up means to buy a lot of something to save for later, especially when there's a sale.
Smart word. My example would be, let's stock up on toilet paper while it's on sale. We always need it at home. Very practical.
And our final word, Max?
Our last word is fresh. Fresh means something is new, not old, especially with food that hasn't been sitting around for a long time.
Perfect. Here's my example. Make sure to check if the milk is fresh before you buy it. Look at the expiration date. This is so important when shopping for food.
Great examples, Mia. Now that we know these 5 words, let's use them in our supermarket conversation. Are you ready to go shopping?
Let's do it.
Oh, wow, this place is packed today. I can barely move my cart.
Tell me about it. I've been looking for the pasta aisle for 10 minutes. Do you happen to know where it is?
Sure. It's aisle 7, right next to the canned goods section. I was just there grabbing some tomato sauce.
You're a lifesaver. Thanks so much. By the way, have you seen those amazing deals on fruits today?
Actually, no. Where are they? I need to stock up on apples for my kids' lunches this week.
Right at the entrance. The bananas are practically giving them away, and the oranges look super fresh too.
Fantastic. I love finding a good bargain. Speaking of which, are you planning to use the self-checkout or wait in line?
Good question. The regular checkout looks pretty busy, but I'm not great with those machines. What about you?
I usually prefer talking to a real person, but look at that line. It's going all the way back to the frozen foods section.
You're right. Maybe we should brave the self-checkout today. Hey, while we're chatting, do you know if they have any organic vegetables here?
Oh, yes. They have a whole organic section near the back. The lettuce looked really fresh when I walked by earlier.
Perfect. I'm trying to eat healthier this year. It's one of my New Year's resolutions.
That's awesome. I'm doing the same thing. Actually, I'm stocking up on frozen vegetables too. They're just as nutritious and last much longer.
Smart thinking. I never thought about that. Do you have any other shopping tips?
Well, I always check the expiration dates, especially on dairy products. And I make a list before coming here. Otherwise, I forget half the things I need.
A list is such a good idea. I usually just wander around hoping I'll remember everything. No wonder my trips take forever.
Another trick. I shop early in the morning or late in the evening. It's less crowded and you can actually think clearly.
That makes total sense. I usually come right after work when everyone else is here too. No wonder it's so chaotic.
Exactly. Oh, before I forget, if you're looking for fresh bread, they bake it twice a day, once in the morning and once around 4 p.m.
Really? That's good to know. I was wondering why some loaves felt softer than others.
The bakery section is definitely worth checking out. They have some incredible deals on day-old pastries, too.
You're full of great advice. I feel like I'm getting a masterclass in grocery shopping.
Happy to help. We're all in this together, right? Well, I should probably get going. My ice cream is starting to melt.
Of course. Thanks again for all the tips. Maybe I'll see you here again sometime.
Definitely. Good luck with your healthy eating goals. Take care.
Wow, that was a really natural conversation. What did you think, Mia?
I loved it. Sarah and Tom showed us how strangers can have friendly chats while shopping. Did you notice how they helped each other?
Absolutely. Tom asked for directions to the pasta aisle, and Sarah immediately helped him. That's very common in supermarkets. People are usually happy to help.
And they both shared useful tips. Sarah mentioned shopping at quieter times, and Tom learned about the fresh bread schedule.
Great point. Another thing I noticed, they used our vocabulary words perfectly. Aisle, checkout, bargain, stock up, and fresh all appeared naturally in their conversation.
You're right. And listen to how they kept the conversation going. They asked follow-up questions like, "What about you?" And, "Do you have any other tips?"
That's a key skill. Also, notice how they ended the conversation politely. Sarah mentioned her ice cream was melting, a perfect way to say goodbye naturally.
Smart observation. The conversation shows us that small talk in supermarkets can be really helpful and friendly. You might learn something new or make someone's day better.
Exactly. So, remember, listeners, don't be afraid to ask for help or offer advice when you're shopping. It's a great way to practice English, too.
All right, everyone. Now let's move on to our second scenario, chatting with neighbors. But first, let's learn 5 key words that will help you understand our next conversation.
Vocabulary Preview.
I'll kick things off with our first word, fence. A fence is the wall or barrier that separates one yard from another, usually made of wood or metal.
Great choice, Max. Here's my example. Our neighbor painted his fence bright blue last weekend. It looks really nice. Fences are super common topics when talking to neighbors.
Absolutely. Now, Mia, what's the next word?
My word is lawn. A lawn is the area of grass in front of or behind your house. that you need to cut regularly.
Nice one. Here's my example. I need to mow my lawn this afternoon. It's getting way too long. Everyone with a house usually has lawn maintenance to do.
Exactly. Max, give us word number 2.
Word number 2 is driveway. The driveway is the path that leads from the street to your house where you park your car.
Here's my example. Could you please move your car? You're blocking my driveway and I can't get out. This happens more often than you'd think.
Oh, that's so true. Mia, what's your second word?
I'm going with utilities. Utilities are basic services like electricity, water, gas, and internet that every house needs.
Smart word. My example would be, the utilities in this neighborhood are pretty expensive, especially during winter months. It's something all homeowners discuss.
Exactly. And our final word, Max?
Our last word is property. Property refers to the land and house that someone owns, including everything on their lot.
Excellent. Here's my example. That old oak tree is actually on your property, not mine. I checked the property line yesterday.
Great examples, Mia. Now that we know these 5 words, let's listen to a conversation between 2 neighbors. Ready?
Let's meet our neighbors.
Hey, Marcus, how's it going? I haven't seen you around lately.
Oh, hi, Linda. I'm doing well, thanks. I've been super busy with work. How about you?
Can't complain. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. I noticed you've been working on your fence. It looks amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I finally decided to replace those old wooden panels. They were falling apart after last winter's storms.
I can imagine. The weather was pretty rough. Are you planning to stain it or leave it natural?
I'm thinking about a light brown stain. What do you think? I want to make sure it looks good with the neighborhood style.
That sounds perfect. Actually, it might inspire me to fix up my own fence. Some of the panels are getting loose.
If you need any help, just let me know. I learned a lot during this project. Also, I found a great contractor if you prefer hiring someone.
That's really kind of you. I might take you up on that offer. Speaking of the property, I've been having issues with my driveway lately.
Oh no, what's happening?
There's a huge crack running down the middle. I'm worried it's going to get worse with the upcoming rainy season.
That definitely needs attention. I had similar problems 2 years ago. The key is to fix it before water gets in and makes it worse.
Exactly what I was thinking. Did you repair it yourself or hire someone?
I tried doing it myself first, but honestly, it was too complicated. I ended up calling a professional. Worth every penny.
Good to know. Another thing. Have you noticed anything strange with the utilities lately? My electricity bill was unusually high last month.
Actually, yes. Mine was higher, too. I think they raised the rates again. It's getting expensive to live here.
Tell me about it. Between the utilities and property taxes, everything keeps going up. At least we have a nice neighborhood, right?
Absolutely. Speaking of which, have you been keeping up with your lawn? It always looks so green and healthy.
Thanks. I've been watering it early in the morning. The secret is consistent care, not too much, not too little.
I need to learn from you. My grass has some brown spots. I think I'm either overwatering or underwatering it.
It's tricky to get right. I can share some tips if you want. Also, fall is the best time to fertilize.
That would be fantastic. I really appreciate good neighbors like you. It makes such a difference.
Aw, thanks, Marcus. I feel the same way. It's nice to have someone reliable next door.
Definitely. Oh, before I forget, I'm having a small barbecue this Saturday. Nothing fancy, just a few friends. You're welcome to join if you're free.
That sounds lovely. I'd love to come. Should I bring anything?
Just yourself. Maybe a side dish if you feel like it, but don't worry about it.
I'll bring my famous potato salad. Everyone seems to love it.
Awesome. Well, I should get back to work, but I'm really glad we had this chat.
Me too. See you Saturday, and don't forget about those contractor recommendations.
Will do. Have a great rest of your day.
What a wonderful conversation! Linda and Marcus really showed us how to be good neighbors. Didn't they, Max?
Absolutely. I noticed they started with a simple greeting but quickly moved into deeper topics. That's how neighbor relationships develop over time.
Exactly. And they were so helpful to each other. Marcus offered contractor recommendations, and Linda shared her lawn care secrets. Real neighbors support each other like this.
Great point. Another thing I loved, they used all our vocabulary words naturally. Fence, driveway, utilities, lawn, and property all came up in real situations.
Yes, and notice how they transitioned between topics smoothly. They went from fence repairs to driveway problems to utility bills, all connected to home ownership.
Smart observation. I also noticed they asked follow-up questions. When Linda mentioned her driveway crack, Marcus asked, "What's happening?" This shows genuine interest.
Exactly. And they ended on a positive note with the barbecue invitation. This is how casual conversations can lead to stronger friendships.
Perfect example. The conversation shows that neighbors talk about practical things, home maintenance, costs, and local issues. It's not just small talk.
Right. And they were honest about their problems, but also offered solutions. That's the key to building trust with neighbors.
So remember, listeners, good neighbor relationships start with simple conversations like this. Don't be afraid to chat about everyday topics.
All right, everyone, time for our final scenario, making new friends. This can be exciting, but also a bit nerve-wracking, right?
Absolutely. But don't worry, we'll help you feel more confident. Let's start with our vocabulary.
Vocabulary preview.
My first word is approach. To approach means to go near someone or start talking to them, especially when you don't know them well.
Perfect word, Max. Here's my example. I wanted to approach that girl at the coffee shop, but I was too shy to start a conversation. It's totally normal to feel nervous.
You right. Now tell us, Mia, what's your first word?
My word is common. When we say you have something in common with someone, it means you share similar interests, experiences, or opinions.
That's a great choice. Here's my example. We discovered we both love hiking, so we have a lot in common and became friends quickly. Finding common ground is key to friendship.
Absolutely, Max. Now, give us word number 2.
Word number 2 is outgoing. An outgoing person is friendly, social, and comfortable talking to new people.
Nice one. Here's my example. Sarah is so outgoing. She can start a conversation with anyone at parties. Some people are naturally more social than others.
Very true. Mia, what's your second word?
I'm going with hesitate. To hesitate means to pause or wait before doing something, usually because you're uncertain or nervous.
Smart word. My example would be, don't hesitate to introduce yourself. Most people are happy to meet someone new. It's about overcoming that initial fear.
Exactly. And what's our final word, Max?
Our last word is break the ice. This phrase means to start a conversation with someone new, especially in a way that makes both people feel comfortable.
Good phrase. Here's my example. I used to compliment about her shoes to break the ice, and we ended up talking for an hour. Sometimes a simple comment can start a great friendship.
Excellent examples, Mia. Now that we know these 5 words, let's listen to someone making a new friend. Ready?
Let's see how it's done.
Excuse me, is this seat taken? The coffee shop is pretty crowded today.
No, not at all. Please go ahead and sit down. You're absolutely right. I've never seen this place so busy.
Thanks. I'm Emma, by the way. I just moved to this neighborhood last week, and I'm still exploring all the local spots.
Nice to meet you, Emma. I'm Jake. Welcome to the area. How are you finding it so far?
Honestly, it's been great, but I haven't met many people yet. I'm usually pretty outgoing, but starting over in a new city is challenging.
I totally understand. I moved here about 3 years ago, and I remember feeling the same way. It takes time to build connections.
That's reassuring to hear. I was hesitating about approaching people, but everyone seems friendly here. What made you choose this neighborhood?
Well, I work downtown, and this area has the perfect balance. Close to the city, but still quiet. Plus, the community is really welcoming once you get involved.
That sounds amazing. I work remotely, so I was looking for somewhere with good cafes and parks. Are there any other places you'd recommend?
Definitely. There's a fantastic bookstore 2 blocks away, and they host reading groups every Thursday. Also, the farmers market on Saturdays is incredible.
A bookstore? I love reading. What kind of books do you enjoy? Maybe we have something in common there.
I'm really into mystery novels and travel memoirs. I just finished this amazing book about hiking through South America. What about you?
No way! I'm obsessed with travel books too. I actually spent 6 months backpacking through Europe last year. It was life-changing.
That's incredible. I've always wanted to do something like that. Where was your favorite place?
Hard to choose, but Portugal was absolutely magical. The people, the food, the coastline, everything was perfect. Have you done much traveling?
Some, but nothing as adventurous as your trip. I usually stick to weekend getaways. Your stories are inspiring me to plan something bigger.
You should. It's scary at first, but so worth it. Actually, I'm thinking about joining a hiking group here to meet people and stay active.
That's a great idea. There's a local hiking club that meets every Sunday morning. I've been meaning to check it out myself.
Really? Maybe we could go together sometime. I'd love to have someone to break the ice with. New groups can be intimidating.
I'd love that. It's always easier when you know someone. Let me give you my number and we can coordinate.
Perfect. And if you ever want to grab coffee again, just let me know. This has been such a pleasant surprise.
Absolutely. I come here most mornings before work. It's become my routine, good coffee and usually a quiet spot to read.
Morning coffee sounds perfect. I'm definitely more of a morning person anyway. What time do you usually get here?
Around 7:30 usually. Early enough to beat the rush, but not so early that I'm half asleep.
That works for me. I'll probably see you around then. Thanks for being so welcoming. You've made my day much better.
Thank you, too. It's been really nice meeting you. I have a feeling we're going to be great friends.
I think so too. See you soon, Jake.
What a heartwarming conversation. Emma and Jake really showed us how natural friendships can develop.
I loved how Emma didn't hesitate to ask about the seat. Sometimes the simplest approach works best, just being polite and friendly.
That's a great point. And notice how they found common ground immediately. They both love travel books and want to explore hiking. Having something in common makes conversations flow naturally.
Exactly. Jake was so welcoming, too. When Emma mentioned being new to the area, he immediately offered local recommendations. That's how you make someone feel comfortable.
Perfect observation. And they used all our vocabulary beautifully. Emma described herself as outgoing. Jake helped break the ice with suggestions, and they didn't hesitate to make future plans.
Yes. Another thing I noticed, they asked follow-up questions. When Emma mentioned Europe, Jake asked about her favorite place. This shows genuine interest in getting to know someone.
Smart catch! And they ended with concrete plans, exchanging numbers and agreeing to meet for coffee. That's how you turn a nice conversation into an actual friendship.
Exactly. The conversation teaches us that making friends doesn't have to be complicated. Be genuine, show interest in others, and don't be afraid to suggest meeting again.
Perfect summary. Remember, listeners, most people are happy to meet someone new. Don't let nervousness stop you from starting great friendships.
Well, that brings us to the end of today's episode. We've covered 3 amazing everyday conversations: shopping, neighbors, and making friends.
What a journey. From learning about bargains in the supermarket to discussing property with neighbors, and finally building new friendships over coffee.
Each conversation showed us something different, but they all have one thing in common. Real communication happens when we're genuinely interested in others.
Absolutely. And remember, all these situations are perfect opportunities to practice your English. Don't worry about making mistakes. People appreciate the effort.
So true. Before we go, we want to thank all our loyal listeners. Your support keeps us motivated to create these episodes for you.
And if you're new to Max and Mia, welcome to our community. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our future episodes.
We'd love to hear from you too. Send us your questions, topic suggestions, or share your own conversation experiences. We read every message.
Next week, we'll be exploring conversations at work, from meetings to coffee breaks. You won't want to miss it.
Until then, keep practicing, keep learning, and remember, every conversation is a chance to improve your English.
Thanks for joining us today, everyone. Take care.
See you next week on Max and Mia.